What's up, guys? My name is Ross, and I'm going to take you through a 20-minute full-body recovery class. It's going to be nice and easy, get a little movement in there, but going to be so good for you, especially if you're working out throughout the week. So let's start in a standing position, hands down, nice, slow, controlled neck rolls. We're going to go about 15 seconds in one direction, and then we're going to switch it up. Go into the other. Try to release all that tension in your neck. Reach down with your hands. You might feel a deeper stretch. Nice. Give me one more. And then we're going to bring it to the other direction. Awesome, guys. So important to work in time, to schedule time, to recover, to relax, because you can work out every day. You might get into the best shape of your life, but that's when your body starts getting run down, starts to get all sorts of aches and pains, and it just prevents you from keep progressing in your workouts. Awesome. So next move, we're going to keep that roll out, but just in the shoulders and the traps. Give me 10 to 15 seconds in one direction. Get up as high as you can, and then on the way down, try to release that tension. Now, through these movements, I want you to try to keep breathing. It's so important to keep breathing. Switch it up, guys. Go forward with these. I always try to remind myself to take deep inhales through the nose, exhale through the mouth. It's so great and so important for recovery. Awesome. Take it down, shake it out a little bit. We're going to, hands on the hips, we're just going to do some hip circles. These are one of my favorites to loosen up my lower back. I don't know about you, but I've always had tight back issues. I try to stretch it out as much as I can, but what I get the most relief out of is just moving whenever I can throughout the day. Got to lubricate those joints. Motion is the lotion. Switch it up, opposite direction. Nice. Hopefully you're feeling a little loose to the lower back here. Another really important thing if you have a tight lower back is keeping those hamstrings nice and relaxed. Got to keep those stretched, because when you start to build up tension in the hamstrings, you start to feel in the lower back. So speaking of hamstrings, let's reach on down, roll down the spine a little bit. Get a soft bend in the knees here. Shake the arms out. You can twist back and forth, really try to relieve some tension in that lower back. Straighten the legs out, and let's walk those hamstrings out, left and right. Here, I'll show you from the side. Just walking them out. Each one, try to get a little deeper, maybe exhale at the bottom. Nice, guys. Keep breathing throughout all this. This time is yours. You have 20 minutes to just focus in on your body. This is for you. So from here, I want you to keep one leg bent, straighten one out, and we're going to turn up from the opposite leg. There we go. Really stretching the lower back out here. These are windmills. You're stretching out your hamstring, your glutes, your all part of your core, lower back. Just a great movement to loosen everything up. Nice. Give me one or two more each side. Don't forget to breathe. And stop. Come back to the center. Soft bend in the knees again. Roll all the way up, shaking your arms out. Stand up tall. Big inhale, exhale, and we're moving on. So this next stretch, I want you to get a nice wide stance. We're going to alternate each side. You're stretching out that groin, those adductors. You can lean on the knees if you want. You might actually be able to get a little deeper into the stretch if you do that. You can linger for a second, pause at the bottom. You can go to one side, inhale, Exhale, try to go a little deeper, then come back up. Nice, guys, keep this up. Especially if you've been trying out some of these slide board classes on the app, you're probably feeling a lot of tightness in your groin because that's one of the main muscles it works. It's one of the benefit. Really works your groin, but also some tightness comes with that. You got to make sure you stretch accordingly. One more each side. Slow control movement. And pause in the middle. Come back up. Bring your legs together. Hands overhead. Let's stretch those lats out. Ooh, I felt that one. My lats get so tight. Pause at the bottom. You can do a little shimmy here. Come forward, back. Try to engage that lat in different ways. We're coming back and forth. Nice stretch in the obliques as well. Nice, guys. Keep breathing throughout all these moves. Give me a couple more on each side. 3, 2, and 1. And that's it. We're coming down to the ground now. You guys are doing a great job so far. I hope you're starting to feel a little loose. I want you to come into a kneeling position. I'm going to start with my right foot in front. Left knee's on the ground. We're just going to do a couple hip rocks back and forth. Slow, controlled. Try to get a little deeper on each one. You should be feeling this stretch in your hip flexor on the kneeling leg. The left knee, the one that's on the ground. Nice hip flexor stretch. Try to go a little deeper. Once you get down here, try to bring that torso back. You might feel a little more intense of a stretch. Rock back and forth for a couple more seconds. Nice, breathe into it. Exhale here. Lean back, feel that stretch. Nice, we're going to switch sides. The hip flexors can hold so much tension. And a lot of people get that tension built up and they never stretch and never take care of it, and it leads to so many issues throughout the pelvic floor, the lower back. It can really turn into some issues down the road if you don't just get ahead of it and keep stretching. Feel that hip flexor come all the way down. You might even feel a little bit at the top of the quad. I definitely feel it there. I got some tension here. Lean into it. Sit back. Feel that intense stretch on the hip flexor. And we are going to go back to that opposite knee. Nice. So the next stretch, your right knee is forward. You're going to take your right arm and you're going to bring that elbow as close as you can to the ground. Just like that. If you can't touch the floor, that's fine. But just come up and down. Stand up, bring it down. You're going to feel that in your groin, your lower back. So many different areas of the inner thigh here. Awesome. Give me one more. And now we're going to add one movement to this. So we're going to bring this elbow down just inside the foot. Stretch. Take that opposite hand and let's push out and open and reach for the sky here. We're adding a twist. So now right arm, right elbow to the inside of that foot. Left hand to the ground. Right hand to the sky, just like this. Really loosening up the back with this twist. So many people in their workouts, they don't add any sort of rotation, and it's so important for core health, right? I mean that your lower back, everything between your neck and your pelvis, that whole area. Give me one more. You can go right into that hip flexor stretch again, open up, and we're going to switch sides. Nice, guys. So same thing here, just start by left knees forward, take that right elbow, bring it down to the ground. You can hold for a second. You can move this leg around, really feel the hip opening up, and stand right up. Nice, guys. This next one, take a pause, try to exhale at the bottom, go a little deeper. Beautiful. I'm starting to feel a little more open as I go on. Each one feels a little bit better. Now from here, take that right hand. We're going to go into that twist into the knee. Just like that. Left elbow down to the floor, right hand to the floor, left hand up and twist. See, I even feel this a little bit in my glute. My glutes have been tight from all the sliding I've been doing on the board. So this is a great stretch to incorporate into these board classes. Nice, guys. Keep it up. Give me a couple more. And we are going to go back to that opposite kneeling position, right leg in front. Now this next move, we've been warming up the hip flexors a little bit. We've been loosening it up. We're going to put a little more weight on this front leg and grab your back leg. If you can't grab it with two hands, that's totally fine. But the important thing is you bring that foot close to your butt. Now we're just going to hold it for a second. Now this is an even more intense hip flexor stretch. Hip flexors and quads might be a little hard to balance on that front foot. Just try to focus in and breathe. Hold this for a couple more seconds. Let's rock back and forth. Try to go a little deeper into that stretch. You should be feeling all this quad and hip flexor here. This is a great stretch. Give me 3, 2, 1, stay in this kneeling position, and we're going to go into pigeon stretch or pigeon pose if you're into yoga. This is a very intense stretch, so take your time getting into it. You're going to bend that front leg. You want to keep pretty close to a 90-degree angle. Already I'm feeling this in my glute med, the glute min, all that area on the upper butt that gets so tight from all this working out. So we're going to lean forward. If it's a little too intense, you can kind of rock into it, ease your way into the stretch. A little twist out. You can look out to the side. You're going to feel that glute really stretch even more. And once you loosen it up, come on down. And we're just going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds. Keep breathing. Each exhale, try to go a little deeper. You know, the reason I have my hand on this foot here, you don't have to do that. It's just, this is a slippery mat, and if I let go, it might come in. You want to try to keep that angle of your shin and knee between 90 degrees and 45 degrees, just for that more intense stretch. Nice, guys. Try to go a little deeper into this. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, and come on up. We're going to switch to that opposite side, and we're going to go into that kneeling hip flexor stretch on the opposite side. So left leg is in front, bending that right knee. Try to grab it with both hands, and let's hold this. Hold it for a second, just try to get comfortable with the movement. And once you have a good grip and you feel balanced, rock back and forth a little bit. Try to get that more intense stretch. I really feel this in the hip flexor and the quads. So much. You know, if you've been squatting a lot, doing a lot of lower body boot camps, your quads, I'm sure, just taking a beating. And you got to make sure you stretch. Take that time. Because if you forget to do some of these recovery classes, if you don't take time to stretch, do some mobility work, you're just going to keep getting wound up. And more tension equals more stress, and that can equate into an injury, a pulled muscle. That is not what you want. So you can finish that stretch up, and then we're going to go to pigeon on the other side. So carefully get into this position. You don't want to injure your knee here. So find that 45-degree angle. You can rock back and forth, go up and down a little bit. Just try to feel your way into the movement. Nice, guys. Once you get a good hang of it, you kind of figure out how deep you can go. Twist a little bit to the outside of your knee, and let's hold it for 30 seconds. It's definitely a really intense hip stretch, hip opener. Those glutes. And, you know, just like the hamstring, if you have tight glutes, it can really transfer into your back. It can, you know, just cause some lower back pain. So we got to make sure we stretch out these hips as much as we can. Let's hold this for 10 more seconds. Nice, guys. Keep breathing. Come down even lower. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Go a little deeper into the stretch. And slowly make your way out of it. You can take your time getting out of this. Move around. Feel the hips a little bit. Awesome, guys. Our next move, we're going to come into a tabletop position. And we're going to do some cat-cow. We just spent a lot of time opening up the hips, the hamstrings, the glutes. Now we're going to work on that upper body a little bit. We're going to inhale and puff out, or arch our lower back. Exhale, push that chest out, head up, back and forth here. You're probably familiar with this cat-cow, especially if you do yoga. It's a really good move to work into your recoveries, even a warm-up. Just gets that spine mobility, and it kind of sees where your neutral spine is, and you get a feeling for that arched back position. If that ever comes up in some of these moves, like a deadlift or a swing, you want to know that and recognize that that's not a powerful position to be in. But it's just good to have that awareness in your spine. Give me a couple more. Nice. Keep breathing, guys. Our next move, you're going to stay in that tabletop position. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to bring it through underneath, reach as far as you can with this thread the needle exercise, and come right back up. You're going to give me this for 15 to 20 seconds. Really reach as far as you can. This is the T-spine mobility exercise. Now, your T-spine is, if you visualize your arms coming out, makes a T with your spine. This move is just great for opening up that area, that upper back, scapula, rotator cuffs, your lats, all those muscles in there. Nice. We're going to switch to the other side. We're going to bring this through. Nice, guys. Give me this for about 15 to 20 seconds. One side might feel a little tighter than the other. I'm definitely feeling that on this side. My left arm and shoulder, definitely a little more tighter. So try to even those out. Keep stretching. Awesome, guys. Give me one more. And let's rest for a second, shake it out. Keep breathing. We just got a couple more minutes left. I'm going to give you 2 or 3 more moves. This next move is just a bird dog, right leg back, left arm, stretch it all the way out, just alternating left to right. Now with this, it's important for you to go for length on the movement. Stretch that spine out, stretch that rotator cuff and those upper shoulders, upper back out. You should really be feeling this in your shoulder, your scapula, your glutes, your hamstrings, your lower back. Beautiful, guys. Give me one more each side. That's it. Keep breathing. Awesome. You're going to sit back on your toes for a second. Move around on the knees. It's got a couple more moves here. This is called a Hindu push-up, or it's if you do a lot of yoga or anything, it's kind of like a downward-facing dog. But you're going to start in a plank, sit back on those toes, push down into the hands, and come right up and stretch that back. While you're down here, you can move left and right a little bit. You might hear some cracks. I definitely did. Sit back into the hamstrings. Go into that Hindu push-up and stretch. Beautiful, guys. Give me a few more of these. 1. Oh, I really feel my lower back opening up. Give me one more. Awesome, guys. Come onto your knees. You can get up however you want. You're going to come to your feet. Take your time. You might feel a little lightheaded. The last move of the day here is just going to come into a wide squat, maybe a little wider than usual. You take a big inhale. Exhale. You're going to sit into that squat. as deep as you can. Elbows to the inside of your knees. Sit into the squat and just rock back and forth. A few more seconds. Nice, guys. You can loosen up the ankles. Loosen up those adductors, your groin. Give me a couple more seconds here. Pause in the middle. Look up. Slow, controlled on the way up. Give me one more. Deep inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale. And you guys are done. Hope this was good for you guys. I hope you took the time and really took your time with those stretches. Hope you guys are feeling better, more open, more relaxed. When you want to rev it up a little bit, come back for a boot camp class. I'll see you guys next time.